Welcome back everyone. We're going to cover exercise 47 in this video, which is still about areas and skill factors. They give us a nice little picture to give us a practical example. They're talking about the main sail of a sailing boat, and they say, well, we're going to say that it's approximately a right-angled triangle with sides 2 and 4.8. And then at A they ask us calculate the area of the main sail. The area, so that means I have to calculate using a half times side times matching height, right? So don't go off and using the Pythagorean theorem here. You can if you want to, but they don't ask us this length right now. They just ask us the area of this thing. And if I use this as a side, and this is this matching height because it's perpendicular on it to the next vertex. So it's a half times 2 times 4.8, which is just 4.8 squared meters. Okay, that's exercise A. At B they say, well, you also have smaller boats and the area of those mainsail is 2.8 squared meters. Calculate the skill factor and write your answer to two decimal places. Remember, skill factor is always just k. So we want to calculate k, not k squared, k. But we cannot do that in one go. We can, however, calculate k squared. K squared is the area of the image divided by the area of the object. They don't state it very directly here, but I suggest that the first thing that they named is the object and the new one is the image. So that means the area of the image is the new one, that's 2.8, divided by the area of the big one, 4.8, which is going to be approximately 0.583, etc. So I'll just leave it at that, 0.583. But this is k squared. We want k. And k is going to be the square root of k squared. Remember, then the square disappears. Square and square roots are each other's opposites. So k is going to be the square root of 0.583. And if I'm going to punch this into my calculator, then the skill factor is approximately 0.76. Round to two decimal places. Okay, and that checks out. My skill factor is smaller than 1, which means I get and still it shrinks. And that's okay, because the first one is bigger than the second one. That's B, the skill factor, which is always k, not k squared. Now at C they say calculate the dimensions in meters of the main sail of the smaller sailing boat, round to two decimal places. Okay. So here they want the dimensions of this thing, so maybe I still now have to use the Pythagorean theorem to calculate this hypotenuse. So let's start by doing that. 2 squared plus 4.8 squared is, let's just call it h squared, hypotenuse squared. 4 plus 4.8 squared, 2304 is h squared. So h squared is 2704, right? So h is going to be square root of that, which is going to be oh, let's not do it like that, then it's going to be incorrect. Oh, that's a nice number, 5.2. So this side here is exactly 5.2. Now what are the dimensions? Well, for dimensions I use the scale factor and multiply it by the dimensions of the object. So now, dimensions, just to show you what we're doing, dimensions image, new thing, is k times dimensions object, what I started with. So that means I'm going to do 2, I'm going to do 4.8, and I'm going to do 5.2. Right, that were the dimensions of my sail. This was the one adjacent edge, this is the other adjacent edge, this is my hypotenuse. Times my scale factor, which I've calculated at B, 0.76, 0.76, and 0.76. And then you are almost done. Now you have to calculate those, of course. This is 1.52. Remember to write down your dimensions. If you skip on those, you will miss out on points. Do they say that we have to round to 2 decimal places if needed? So this is going to be 2.65 meters approximately. This one is not approximately. Then 5.2 times 0.76 is around 2.95. Actually, this one should be approximately 2. This is not approximate, but I've rounded it off here, right? So this is not going to be exact. So I just use approximately at all 3 of them. Okay, that was exercise 47C. Remember, scale factor is always k, not k squared. It's going to be important because in the next paragraph I'm going to get a new one, and then again you have to remember scale factor is k. K squared belongs to areas. Okay, good luck.